It's
Yeah.
so
To
fabulous.
talk about, because obviously we're talking about good collections and bad collections. So a collection that really, really confused me was Simone Bellotti's Jil Sander debut. And I'll tell you exactly why, as someone that's a fan of Simone Bellotti's work. So I was a big fan of what Simone Bellotti was doing at Bally.
Yeah.
And
I
at
was like,
Jil Sander, he
uh-huh.
did the exact same thing. Like, I'm not exaggerating to you. I'm going to show you guys
Yeah,
what I'm
Bali
talking
I'm not
about.
explaining,
So
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 yeah. What?
this is Jil Sander on the screen,
Mm.
right? And then this is Bally before he left. What is the difference? Down to the color, the size of lapels, the shape of the suit, like everything is exactly the same.
It's a
So it's
shame
almost like
because
he just did the same collection at Jil
I
Sander
mean,
at Bally.
when you create a collection like this, what are you trying to say? There is nothing new. There is like it's really a shame
Yeah,
because
I was disappointed because it's like when you have a debut collection, there's supposed to be like a way that you're referencing, or maybe you're focusing on a specific part of the archive. And of course, there's a lot of Jil Sander archives in this collection, but he's done it in a very he did this collection the way that Ludovic de Saint Sernin did Minimalist, where
yeah,
it looked really sexy and it didn't look like Minimalist, but actually everything that he referenced was from the Minimalist archive. But he
yeah,
took every tiny little sexy piece that he could find in the archive and threw it all into one collection, to the point where it almost took away from like the actual energy that you would normally get from an Other Meister collection. So this is what Simone Bellotti has done. He's basically been like, I'm going to look into the archives and find things that look exactly like how I would design it at Bally or anywhere else, and then I'm just going to make that the collection, which to me is not interesting in any way.
yeah. I'm so sad because Jil Sander was they were doing fantastic work.
Okay, Luke says I actually like some of it. Did you like his Bally? Because it's the same collection. Literally the exact same stuff at Bally. Like, I'm not joking. Let me pause this. I'll just show you his last collection at Bally. I'm just going to scroll through it just so you guys can actually see what I'm talking. I'm not exaggerating. This is his last collection at Bally, which I really like, by the way. So if you just take a look at this collection at Bally, and then when we go back to the Jil Sander collection, it will be quite clear. He said no, Bally was crap, but one or two of the dresses and suits here were all right. They felt authentically Jill. Yeah, but it's the same suit that he did at Bally. It's literally the same suit. Like,
Yeah,
it's the same silhouette, the same lapel, the same fabrics, literally.
yeah.
So you can't have one without the other, Luke.
What is there to be said about this? Nothing really.
Is it weird for a male designer to be taken over a female? No, it just
Mm.
depends on like what your aesthetic is, and kind of like if you actually care to like, design good women's work. I don't think your gender determines, or your sex determines, if you can design for the other sex or gender. I don't think that matters. Like, I don't think any woman is going to come and say Alexander McQueen doesn't know how to make women's wear. It's just like no one's going to say that. So I think, and there are women that are menswear designers that people wouldn't say that about either. So I don't know. I just think it depends. It's a case by case basis.
Yes,
Some
yes.
men do design like they hate women. Like some men, the way they design is like, do you hate women or something? Like, so that
Rectify.
definitely that definitely is a thing. That definitely is a thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's case by case for sure.
Yeah. I'm just hankering for some sleek body hugging minimalism without overblown broad shoulders, which is all we really get now. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. This silhouette, by the way, that Simone Bellotti has been doing at Bally and now Jil Sander, this
Yeah.
is what, because someone mentioned Veronica Leoni, and we can talk about that. This is what I thought Veronica Leoni's Calvin Klein was going to look like. And I think if her Calvin Klein looked like this, with a bit more of a focus on like the denim and stuff, I think she would have like, it would have been amazing, to be honest. But I think I just don't understand what she's doing at Calvin Klein. I don't understand the aesthetic. I don't understand the vision.
Yeah, me neither. No, I mean, these collections they don't deserve to be discussed because there is nothing to say. Okay, well, let's talk about minimalism, but it shouldn't look like the minimalism when it first started. You should do it in a today's kind of way.
Yeah.
Minimalism for the sake of minimalism doesn't mean, and it doesn't mean because you have a silhouette that has a broad shoulder that it's not minimalistic. Minimalism is not only in the shape; it's on so many levels.
Just this as an opening look is already a
Oh
taste
my
of
God,
shenanigans.
right? Yeah.
It's the first taste of the shenanigans we're going to get throughout the
How
collection.
how interesting.
But I personally don't. If someone, I'm open to being corrected. By the way, if anyone in the comment section is a big fan of Veronica Leoni's work, please tell me what the vision is about, because I just don't understand her vision for Calvin Klein. I don't even think that she has a silhouette that she's working with, because you have looks like this that are really relaxed and like really, wide fitting, and then all of a sudden the next one will be like really tight, and it's like there's no cohesive silhouette, there's no
That's
cohesive aesthetic.
just it's like a random, almost like a random choice of things that they're put together, and you can feel that. Yeah,
Yeah, I just don't get it. I just
yeah.
personally
There's
don't get
so
it.
much to say to see. I don't think that you're mistaken in this. I have the same opinion as you on that. I'm like, what is this, and why we're seeing this? I don't know. It's
And there's no like world building, there's no, yes, the mess to be in.
yeah, nothing
I don't
missing.
even, to be honest, I don't even know why. Because I remember when Ras Simmons left, the
Yeah,
reason he left obviously is because it wasn't selling apparently. And they're like, we make all our money from underwear and denim. Anyway, this was kind of like a project to see if we could pivot into, the market that we used to have with our old designers when Calvin Klein collection was really big.
yeah,
But it just didn't work. So I thought actually that was like the last time we were ever going to see any form of Calvin Klein collection, to be honest. So even when Veronica Leoni was, announced, I was quite surprised. I was like, I thought they're done with this whole trying to go back up market.
yeah. I don't know why they want to revive Calvin Klein, but if they want to do it, it should be a vision behind it. Otherwise, there is no point just reviving brands like this, keeping them alive. For what purpose? I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
There is so much of this
I'm
already.
trying to go back to like the levels of like Narcisco Rodriguez or like
Oh my God.
Francisco Costa, like those kind of designers who I think actually do minimalism really, really well. But I think
Yeah.
it's just there's no like, see what I'm saying? Like, look at a piece like this. Look at how relaxed
Yeah.
it looks alongside like really tight fit. It's just all over the place.
Yes.
There's literally nothing for me to say about these skeletons. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And there's not really any vision. They are opening a huge new store in Soho. Is that Calvin Klein? That's
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, put me out of my misery. Put me out of my misery. I guess primary red and blue is a thing this season. It kind of was a thing across a lot of collections, to be fair. You are correct about that. Press F to pay respects to Helmet. Oh, gosh. I think it's interesting no one calls Tom Ford a marketer anymore. All of my teachers and internship bosses called him that when I was in design school in the early aughts. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I've never looked at Tom Ford as like some like master pattern cutter or like some master tailor. I've never
Yeah.
looked at him like that. Like he's never been that. Tom Ford is a marketer. Like it's all about world building and branding and desire that he creates through his clothing. And yes, he's not like McQueen or Galliano, but the clothes that he used to make were well made also. That helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. What do people look at? How do people look at Tom Ford now? I thought that they still look at him as like a really big marketer, to be
Yeah.
honest.
He is. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I've always looked at him like that.
Yeah,
I've
me
never
too.
really, yeah. Tom Ford is not the kind of person that I think of when I'm like,
No. Yeah.
yeah, like Comme des Garçons, Alexander McQueen, John Galliano, in that ilk, Yoji Yamamoto, Ray Kawakuya. He's not in that conversation.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, Tom Ford is definitely a more savvy businessman and a dressmaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
facts. Like a director, exactly. He's like the ultimate creative director. Oh, I meant that people see him as a talented designer, or at least that's the vibe in the chats. Really?
Hmm.
I think Tom Ford is a good designer though. I wouldn't say he's a bad designer, but I think it just depends like talented designer compared to like who. So generally I would say he's a good designer in a general sense, but if we're talking about like who are the best designers ever, then he can't be in that conversation. Like I don't think he's anywhere near that conversation, to be honest. So I think it just depends on like what relative to what are we calling him a talented designer. But I definitely will say he's talented for sure.
Yeah. But Ackerman, on the other hand, is good in marketing, I would say, but he's a great designer as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's both for Tom Ford.
Yeah, how much did Tom Ford sell his? I'm gonna Google it. How much was the deal? Okay, so he sold Tom Ford to Estee Lauder for $2.8 billion. So he's fine.
I think he's fine since a while now, yeah.
Yeah, he's been fine for a long time anyway, since the Gucci days. But he's more than fine now.
Yeah, he's more than fine. I was as well. Yes,
He's a
fine.
multi-billionaire. I think he could care less about what's going on right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who else?
Haider and Tom are versions of each other. I'm not sure I could say it. I think they're kind of like. So I would say Tom Ford is more marketer than like a talented designer. I'd say Haider Ackermann is more talented designer and he is a marketer. There's similarities, but in different weights and in different proportions.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Haider Ackermann is a proper good designer. You know, he knows how to cut. He can do couture. He has proven that. So it's a different discussion.
Okay. Yeah. Agreed. Okay, Tom has the strengths that Haider lacks and vice versa. Oh, yeah, agreed. Exactly what we were saying the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Someone is asking, what do you do with $2 billion? So, if you have $2 billion, if you invest all of it, let's say you make a 10% return, that means every single year you'll make an income of 200 million. Now, if we're being conservative and we say, okay, a 5% return, that means every year you're going to make a return of 100 million a year. So that means Tom Ford can easily invest all his money and live off 100 million every single year until he dies. Now, what do I do with an earning of 100 million every single year until I die? I have no idea. I don't even know if I could physically spend that much money.
Yeah.
There's just so much money. He said, I need this money.
The discussion is deviating.
I know, it's deviating into Tom Ford's wealth. This YouTube channel runs on your support. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe to my Patreon. You'll gain access to exclusive content that includes everything from my Patreon podcast, where I give a behind-the-scenes insight into the fashion industry, as well as a fashion book club, where I review my favorite fashion books. You can also check out my fashion ebook, which highlights the best fashion journalists to follow, definitions of common fashion terminology, and how to determine what a good source of fashion information is. The links to everything are in the description below.